Hello. So this is a presentation about Art Deco architecture by Saifeldin Fathelbab. Art Deco is a style that emerged in the early 20th century, characterized by its use of geometric shapes, clean lines, and bold colors. It was influenced by a variety of artistic movements, including Cubism, Futurism, and Constructivism. One of the defining features of Art Deco architecture is its emphasis on verticality. Many buildings in this style are tall and slender, with setbacks and decorative elements that create a sense of upward movement. So the Chrysler building is one of the great architectural buildings that is constructed in Art Deco architecture, presenting unique, sleek, and geometric patterns that can be seen in today's architectural designs. Art Deco architecture first gained popularity in the 1920s and 1930s, particularly in cities like New York and Chicago. It was often used for skyscrapers and other commercial buildings, but also appeared in residential architecture and interior design. The style was seen as a symbol of modernity and progress, and its sleek, streamlined forms were thought to embody the spirit of the machine age. Art Deco architecture is known for its use of materials such as steel, concrete, and glass, which allowed for the creation of large, open spaces and dramatic facades. It also often features decorative elements such as stylized motifs, sunbursts, and zigzag patterns. In addition to its vertical emphasis, Art Deco architecture also frequently incorporates setbacks, which create a sense of depth and dimensionality. These setbacks may be purely decorative or serve a practical purpose, such as allowing more natural light into building.
Art Deco is an artistic movement that started in France before World War I. Named after the Art Decoratifs exhibition that took place in France in 1925, that was a combination of modern style and craft. It is a representation of luxury and glamour, with a great faith in the technological progress. Those characteristics allowed its followers to combine very expensive materials and exquisite craftsmanship to create modernistic forms. Started as a reaction against the Art Nouveau style, which flourished in Europe between 1895 and 1900, Art Deco gained its popularity in furniture, cookware, porcelain, and jewelry design first, and then it was used extensively for public work projects such as architecture and interior design. In architecture, it combined different styles and combinations. It explored the decorative aspects of geometric elements and forms. The style is characterized by rich colors, bold geometric shapes, lavish ornamentation, and it was influenced by Cubism in its bold geometric shapes, Fauvism in its bright colors, Constructivism from Russia, Futurism from Italy, and the exotic styles of China and Japan. Art Deco in architecture was first and foremost considered to be decorative, ornamental, and beautifying. Buildings, cinemas, railway stations, and others were all embellished with quintessential deco patterns like zigzags, sunbursts, Egyptian motifs, and similar geometric patterns, all in the name of beauty. Post-war society very quickly fell in love with the style, as it was a representation of all that was modern, luxurious, and beautiful. The 20s of the last century was a time of joy and hopefulness, and the masses embraced this new look with open arms. It was symbolic of the strong economy, and it inspired hope for a prosperous future. The Chrysler Building by William Van Allen and the Empire State Building by Shreve Lamb and Harmon are the most monumental embodiments of Art Deco. The Chrysler Building, located in New York, is a leading example of Art Deco architecture, built with masonry, steel frames, and metal plating. It is 219 meters tall and was the world's tallest building for quite some time. The crown of the tower is composed of 7 radiating terraced arches. The design of the crown is a cruciform groined vault constructed into 7 concentric members with transitioning setbacks mounted up one behind another. The stainless steel cladding is ribbed and riveted into a radiating sunburst pattern, with many triangle vaulted windows. The interior of the tower was ornamented with very expensive materials, such as the building lobby that was covered with African marble. Van Allen used a dim lighting in the lobby to enhance the mural and the ornamentations of the space. Although the style went out of fashion in most places during World War II, the interest in it was renewed in the 60s. Up to this day, Art Deco continues to be a source of inspiration for many artists.
So the timeline of Art Deco architecture: in 1925, the term of Art Deco was introduced in Paris. 1927, Heinz Schulz designs a poster for a movie, Metropolis. 1929, Momus F. Benton designs Broadway typeface. 1930, a building was built in New York, Chrysler. 1931, the Empire State Building. 1932, Byford typeface designed. 1935, Otis Shepard poster brought the idea of cool. 1968, Ada M. Cassandre, famous designer, kills himself. The Chrysler Building is another iconic example of Art Deco architecture, and it's renowned for its elegant and dynamic profile. The building was designed by William Van Allen and completed in 1930, and it was briefly the tallest building in the world until the completion of the Empire State Building the following year. The Art Deco features of the Chrysler Building are evident in its stainless steel spire, gargoyles, and hubcap motifs. The spire, which rises to 1046 feet, is compared of 7 radiating arcs that create a sleek and streamlined effect. The gargoyles, which represent automobile hood ornaments, reinforce the building's association with the automobile industry and the spirit of modernity. The hubcap motifs, which adorn the lobby and elevator doors, are an example of the use of industrial materials and motifs in the Art Deco design. The Chrysler Building exemplifies the key features of Art Deco architecture, such as the emphasis on verticality and ornamentation, the building tapering form, and its intricate details create a sense of movement and energy, and they express the optimism and glamour of the Art Deco era. The Chrysler Building remains a beloved landmark of New York City, and it embodies the enduring appeal of Art Deco design. Also, the Chrysler Building has appeared in numerous films, television shows, and other forms of popular culture, including King Kong, Men in Black 3, and The Great Gatsby. Those are all popular movies. What I find most impressive about the Chrysler Building is the way it blends the traditional with the modern, which is something I personally love. The building's white brick exterior is adorned with stainless steel details that are both decorative and functional. The stainless steel arcs that rise up the crown serve not only as an eye-catching design element, but also structure supports for the building's spire. To me, this shows the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the building architect, William Van Allen. Another thing that I appreciate about the Chrysler Building is the way it reflects the culture and economic climate of its time. The building was constructed during the height of the Roaring '20s, when New York City was booming and the world was changing rapidly. The building's design is a celebration of this era, with its boldness, glamour, and optimism. Of course, the Chrysler Building is not without its detractors. Some cities argue that the building's design is too flashy and ostentatious, and what it lacks the refinement and elegance of other skyscrapers from the same period. My opinion about the building, how it combines the old with the modern. The white brick facade of the building is accented by stainless steel features that are both attractive and practical. The stainless steel arcs that climb to the crown serve as structural support for the building spire, as well as the eye-catching architectural feature. This demonstrates the architect's inventiveness and resourcefulness. The architecture of the building is a celebration of the age, with its boldness, splendor, and optimism. So in the first picture, the building also shifted its, like we can see that the building also shifted its aesthetic to represent the Chrysler automobile and the machine age of the 1920s. Gargoyles and eagles ornamented the building like the hood ornaments of the Plymouth automobile. The corner ornaments were made to look like the 1929 Chrysler Radiator caps. The idea to become the tallest building in the world came out of Walter P. Chrysler hubris. It was in his mind a huge monument to himself. The project was financed out of his own pocket, ensuring that his sons would get ownership. So here in picture 2, and also in picture 3 and 4, we can see that the Chrysler Building lobby is possibly the most ornate and expensive lobby in the entire city. It's really fancy. So when walking in, the first thing that hits you is the amazing mural that covers the entire ceiling. A tribute to the age in which it was created. It is filled with Deco triangles, sharp angles, slightly curved lines as well, chrome detailing, and a multitude of patterns. Oh, also, the gorgeous walls of the lobby are made with a very expensive African marble. As we can see the African designs, it is clear that no expense was spared when creating the building. The random yet repeated patterns play off the style of the rest of the lobby extremely well. The lighting in the lobby was fairly sparse and somewhat dim. Even though the fixtures were powerful and iconic, both factors created wonderful mood, lighting, and enhanced the scene. Some fun facts about the buildings. It's has 77 floors, has 34 elevators, and it's the tallest building in the world from 1930 to 1931, and it costed $15 million to be built. So here are more pictures of the exterior walls and the entrance. It's beautiful. Here's pictures of the entrances and the windows. It's really cool, unique design. So some of the most iconic examples of Art Deco architecture includes the Empire State Building in New York City, and the Hoover Dam in Nevada, and the Ocean Drive district in Miami Beach. Other notable structures include the Chrysler Building, the Rockefeller Center even, and the Daily Express Building in London. Art Deco architecture also had a significant influence on interior design, with furniture and decor featuring many of the same geometric shapes and bold colors as the buildings themselves. You can see the combination of black and gold bricks. Those symbolizes coal and fire, respectively, making the Bryant Park Hotel in New York City a masterpiece of Art Deco architecture. You can also see the National Broadcasting Company in Chicago. It's also another example of Art Deco architecture. So some of the most iconic examples of Art Deco architecture include the Empire State Building in New York City, Nevada. And in my opinion, the Art Deco architecture shows a distinct and original architectural style that arose in reaction to the fast development of the early 20th century. The Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, and the Miami Beach architectural districts, and all of them are all notable examples of Art Deco architecture. These exhibit fundamental elements such as contemporary materials and aggressive geometry and stylized decoration. Art Deco design continues to inspire and enchant people all around the world, and it has had a considerable effect on the current design. And here are the references that I used to get the information for my presentation. Thank you.